In 1980, and my wife and I moved in 1980, and we were still going back to our old church at Don Mills and Lawrence, which was an Anglican church. The following year, while driving down Birchman, I saw a billboard advertising an evening Methodist service that was being held in an elementary school on Birchman Road. So I thought I'll go in and try this out. And I went in, there were about 20 people, and the pastor was Reverend Alan Summers. He's the one who conducted the service. End of the service, I realized that he and I lived on the same street, only a few houses apart. Then we introduced ourselves, and I left. And a couple of days later, I saw him walking next to my house on his way to the park, and we again struck a conversation, and my wife joined in as well at that time. And one thing led to another. He invited us to come for the morning service, which we did the following Sunday. It was an exciting time at Milliken, and we were a new church in a new community, and most of us were immigrants at that time. We all came from different cultures, but we had a lot of energy, we had a lot of hope and vision for the community. We worked together and we became friends. Even though we came from different cultures, we had the same energy and same hope and vision for this community. We had a very energetic and very powerful preacher and a teacher. He was also very good in organizing events. I remember the time they were building the structure. He would organize us men to come in the evenings and help the construction crew, and I still remember that's how I became friends with George Bone, because he and I were in the same project. The foundation of my faith was laid by my parents at my high school I went to. But the teaching at Milliken allowed me to be anchored in my faith over the years in a new country with all new distractions. I always felt Milliken was a very caring church. And I know this firsthand because 10 years ago my wife was very sick. And at that time, the members of the Milliken congregation not only prayed for us but visited us on a regular basis, sent cards of encouragement to my wife. That kind of experience you'll never get it if you attend a well-established church. It was very easy to make friends. And the pastor at that time also helped us by coordinating various activities. One of the activities that comes to my mind, the men used to come to my basement to play table tennis every week. So that was helpful. And the women had their picnics and all kinds of fun. One of the things I really like about Milliken is how young adults whom I have known as little primary school kids taking the good Christian leadership. I think of Jessica being the worship leader and the coordinator of children's program, and Natasha, who is a Sunday school superintendent, and she's almost like a high school principal the way she conducts her activities. And then I think of Kevin, who comes all the way across the city every Sunday to man the sound system. These are children I had known from the primary school days and come up to maturity in Christian work. Besides the Christian teaching and discipleship, Milliken has been always open to the community, for people from the community to have events here. Our church was open for various Christian organizations to have their services here, funerals, weddings, whatnot. We were a very friendly church. I come from Sri Lanka, and most of the Christian Sri Lankans know where Milliken Wesleyan Church is.